Hello and welcome. This is episode 18, I believe, of The Adventures of Hiraeth, and here we are. Finally made it into the Shire. We're in the heart of Little Delving right now, and we are just about to speak to Mungo Sackville Baggins. A couple of things you may notice. We have actually put XP on, um, and we have some Hobbit presents, which we have to deal with. Always fun to see what we get. Ah, this is wonderful, a universal toolkit. Although we already have one from a bank trip that we did some time ago. But those are always useful for different characters. And a rare Matham piece of armor. That's a pretty good haul today. And also we have a notification. Hopefully now we're level 7. We should be able to start speccing our tree. And I'm very much, I love to play, make sure our pets are pretty good. So for the first trait tree, we will go with the sort of pet, the keeper of animals line. Okay, so whether we want to do a protection or rage, I think we'll just do rage at this point. Just adds a little bit of extra, as you can see. We'll apply, confirm, and there we go. So let's talk to Mungo, and this is part of the Hobbit epic quest.
Might I speak with you a moment?
So prologue, Mungo's complaint.
This is outrageous, Hiraeth. I will not be satisfied until I receive compensation for my treatment at the hands of those Blackwolds. I have been most ill-used, and it is more than any hobbit would stand. A Sackville Baggins should be able to travel throughout the Shire and even into Breeland if he wishes it, without danger of being abducted. And when a Sackville Baggins is promised gold, he had better receive some gold when the whole thing is done with. It is only fair. I wrote this letter while I was in Archet. It doesn't include the business with the brigands burning Archet or that Ranger Amdir becoming so queer, but it's sure to be enough for old Flower Dumpling. Take my letter to Mayor Will Woodford in Mickledelving. He'll be just outside Town Hall, which will be to your left, surrounded by hedges when you enter town.
So, the typical of the Sackville Baggins, as we know, Bilbo was on very good relations with all his relatives, except for those Sackville Bagginses, those hyphenated Bagginses. Sackville, I think there's a slight slur on the French involved there in Tolkien's mind, but we shall gloss over that. So we have 2 quests here from Miss Bounder. We will do the join the Bounders.
Stay a moment.
There's tell you're one what helped those in need. Well, if you want to help us Shire folk, you'll have to join the Bounders. Most hobbits are friendly enough, but suspicious of strangers. As a bounder, they'll treat you they'll trust you, at least a bit, anyway. If you want to join the watch as a bounder, you'll have to speak to the second sheriff. He's the only one who can sign you up. You'll find him in Mickledelving, near Town Hall. Second Sheriff Bunce is respected by most folks, so it says you're a right sort. They'll listen if he says you're a right sort.
I have to put my teeth in, trying to concentrate on doing the accent and reading. Oh well.
Can I take a moment of your time?
So this is from the Shire to Bree Town, which is quite, that's not level 10, but still. It's a very easy quest.
Feeling a bit cooped up here in the Shire, eh?
Not really, because I've just arrived.
I say you should go to Bree, where the men dwell. There's bound to be work for an enterprising sort like yourself. Head east along the road and you'll reach the gates of Bree before you know it. All right. Stay to the road, mind you. The bounders don't stray far from the Shire. When you reach Breetown, speak to the mayor. He's a friendly fellow and ought to find a use for your talent. Okay, so here is by the looks of it, a crafting introduction quest.
Good day. Might I have a word with you?
Right, and this again is very similar to everything else, just directing us. We will not actually voice this one. It's basically just sending us to the craft fair in Delving, where we can talk to the crafting guild people. Now, this is the first of many, and I may well do most of these offline. I haven't quite decided yet, but the deed for restoring the post has you basically just running with a mailbag from point to point. It gets a little tedious if you've done it a number of times, but it can be fun for the first time. So the bundle from Delving.
Take a moment of your time.
And as we're going this way anyway, we shall do this particular quest.
Oh, hello. Are you passing through? Would you perhaps be heading down to Delving? They say I have a satchel that must be delivered to Postmaster Proudfoot in Delving. The reputation of the quick post service isn't what it once was. And I really want... I don't know why I'm doing an Irish accent instead of a West Country accent, but there apparently I am. And I really want gentle hobbits throughout the Shire to once again treat in the speedy delivery of their mail. Would you mind taking it from the table over there, because it's such a far way for me to go, and delivering it to Postmaster Proudfoot? He can be found in the square outside Town Hall. Please deliver it to him as quickly as you can, for he won't be happy with me if I get it to him late. Oh, and let no busybodies bother you as you deliver the mail. Come rain, come shine, come nosy hobbits, a postman must deliver the mail. It's a little bit slightly not, I would say, something that Tolkien would have ever written. The idea of the quick post being in trouble, yes, but not the slightly changed version of the New York Post Office motto. And here we go. You see, oops, the Remnareth that I'm looking around with, not paying attention. You see part of the Remnareth, the net of stars, or the netted stars, up there. And I think I've mentioned before that the Shire is really my favourite area in the game, just because it, it really is. I'm a hobbit at heart, I think. Hello, cow. So here we come into the nice little central part of Delving here. And hoping no nosy hobbits get in our way. We shall run over to the post. There we go. A little bit closer. There we go. And that levels us up. Hooray. That's the first time for a while, isn't it? So let's talk to the second sheriff.
Is there something I can do for you?
So joining the Bounders, or join the Bounders.
So you were sent my way, were you? Of course, we usually only accept hobbits. Shire folk, you understand. But though these are not usual times, I'm afraid. And we could use any any person of goodwill we can find. Help out as many Shire folk as you can, and you'll rise through the ranks.
Ah, all who would protect the people of the Shire are welcome. We hobbits are a peaceful folk, and our cares may seem of small importance to others. The delivery of the mail, the tasting of fine food, the lighting of fireworks. But do not be misled. Our peaceful ways are threatened, and danger can be found in the unlikeliest places. And the Shire folk with their daily aid the Shire folk with their daily concerns. But if you travel to more distant villages, such as Needlehole, Overhill, or Broken Borings, bring a weapon with you, Bounder. Life is dangerous on the borders of the Shire, and the farther you get from Micheldelving and Hobbiton, the more likely you are to see trouble. So there you go. I am still not decided whether to be West Country or Irish at this point. Alright, let's talk to Flower Dumpling.
How do you do?
What's this? Oh dear, a letter from a Sackville Baggins is not something you want to see. He's holding me personally accountable for his troubles in Breland? I wasn't even there. I've never even been outside the Shire, and now I'm supposed to pay just compensation to his family? But he took no harm, and was in Archet of his own accord. You don't happen to know why I wanted to be mayor, do you? Because I seem to have forgotten. I love that.
Hello there. Might I speak with you a moment?
So carrying on the prologue for Flower Dumpling's stand. I've thought about Mundo's demand that I pay compensation for his ill treatment in Breland, Hiraeth, and I'm not going to do it. We simply can't afford to pay money to satisfy a single hobbit for an experience that was his own fault to begin with. The Sackville Bagginses have never liked me, either. I think it was one of them that started calling me Flower Dumpling after that roof of Town Hall gave way and buried me in chalk, you know. I don't mind when the sheriffs call me that, but from the Sackville Bagginses it is just too much. The time has come to take a stand. I will not be bullied by the Sackville Bagginses any longer. They can't push me around, and I don't mind telling them that. Well, actually, I'm a little busy. Run along to Bag End, north of Hobbiton, and tell Lobelia that for me. Will you? That is so quintessentially Hobbit-like. It is wonderful. I don't even know where to begin with that. It's fantastic. All right, what do we have here? Well, apparently the life of a bounder. Okay. And also restoring the quick post, of course. And you can see a lot of those. We shall probably do them, as I say, offline. Okay, let's see what Assistant Fallowhide has to.
Dear me, please don't leave yet.
So, refurbishing the town hall. Mayor Whitfoot set aside some money to refurbish Town Hall in Micheldelving, but it seems the carpenters haven't received it, and they won't work unless they are paid. One of the mayor's other assistants, Griffo Bolfin, was supposed to make sure the carpenters received the money. He hasn't shown up for work, though, and I'm worried that something has happened to him. He lives up in Needlehole, far to the north, and beyond the Rushock Bog. Please visit Griffo, make sure he's all right, and then return here with the missing money. Griffo lives near the centre of Needlehole. The best way to get there is to head... Okay, that's in all those directions. I would do it myself, but I'm responsible for making sure the mayor's image remains untarnished, and, well, with Mayor Whitfoot, that's a job that takes more hours than there are in a day. Lovely. Who knew there were PR firms in the Shire?
Stay and have some tea.
And again, here we have an example of what the second sheriff was talking about. And these seem to be trivial concerns indeed. So hiders and seekers.
Hello there. You wouldn't mind helping me out with a game of hiders and seekers, would you? You see, my friends Daisy and Polo, they've convinced me to play even though they always hide in the same place. It isn't nearly half as fun when your friends are so unimaginative, so I'm sure you will realize. It would be fantastic if you could find them, round them up for me. I'll give you a coin or two if you help me out, but I don't know how many more times I can pretend to be surprised that Daisy's hiding in the bushes next to Peony Grubshelm, or that Polo is crouched behind the carved statue of Marco and Blanco. Find the statues. Okay, so again, directions. And we shall go over here, look around. I believe we can head off this way. Yes, let's go bind ourselves, as we will be back and forth in this general area for quite some time, I believe. We'll go into this rather wonderful inn, and the bird and baby is beautifully named. Tolkien used to be a member of the group called the Inklings, as I'm sure most of you know by now. And these Oxford scholars and others used to meet at a pub called the Eagle and Child, which they more often than not called the Bird and Baby. So it's a nice little nod to that. And in fact, if we go in the back here we are. Owen Farfield, which these are, you can see Carlo Williams and Jack Lewis Down. These are supposed to be members of, I see one of them's reading there, the other two in animated discussion. These are, of course, images of, or representations of some of the other Inklings, famous members. And you look over here, you see this. Why is there a rabbit? You can't interact with it. Well, the room that they used to meet in was actually known as the Rabbit Room. So it's just a little lovely little Easter egg that the devs threw in, which it has to be complimented for that. So here we are at the Bird and Baby.
Good day. Might I have a word with you?
Hello there. Haven't seen you here before. Sit down. Take a mug of my Blackgrove's Brown. Good stuff, ain't it? Oh, best you've ever had? No? Oh, well, you see, I've been entering the All-Farthing Brewing Moot every year like clockwork for nigh on 50 years now, and not one prize to my name. But this time I think I got the smell of a best in show. See, I just heard that my great-granddad, a took he was, who ran the Bird and Baby in his day, won the moot prize most every year he entered. They say his brown was the best ever, but it seems the recipe died with him because the bird just hasn't been able to compete since those days. I'm thinking he might have written down the recipe somewhere. If it would be anywhere, it would be in the Great Smiles over in Tuckborough, to the east of Mickledelving. I wonder, would you maybe, would you mind maybe going over there and taking a look? If you find that old recipe, I'll give you the first taste of the new brew. And again, very hobbity.
How do you do?
So we'll just pick up the fishing profession, which I believe is still the only one here, and I'm not going to voice this because it basically is just sending us over to do the fishing quest, which is completely extraneous. Right, and in fact we could have actually gone back to do the, let's go and do the hiders and seekers, I think is the next part we can do. Come down here into this central area where the statues of the founders of the Shire, Marco and Blanco, can be found, and indeed all the, there you go, lists of the Bounder's Bounty. These are people who participated in the World Consolidation Quest, I believe.
A lovely day, isn't it?
Ha! Rollo sent you to find me, did he? It always takes him so long to find us, just between you and me. I don't think he's very good at hiders and seekers. I'll stay here and think about where I can hide for our next game.
I wonder which one of those I believe. Oops. And we'll come around here. And I think each of these is actually... all these are the different servers that were consolidated and whatnot. Which was very sad. There were about 30 odd servers at one point. So we'll come up and finish here. And this nicely directs us to these other two here too. So let's talk to Daisy.
A lovely day, isn't it?
Oh, Rollo sent you to look for me? Oh, he always gives up so easily. I'm not sure you can do that in a game of hiders and seekers. I'm pretty sure it's against the rules. If you don't find the hiders yourself, you aren't much of a seeker, are you? Anyway, I'll wait here until Rollo finds everyone else. This is a great hiding spot, isn't it?
It would be if you hadn't used it every other time in every other game. So here we will pick up these two.
Oh, I hope it's not a bother, but may I speak with you?
And this is Worries from Waymeet, which is the next little area that we are going to be sent on to after we've finished our stuff here in the Shire.
I've received a most distressing letter. My good friend Dora, she's a chicken farmer near Waymeet, has written to say that a pack of wolves has invaded the Shire and driven her from her farm. She's staying in Waymeet for the time being, but the sooner she can get her farm back, the better. Can you help? Just take the southeast road, okay. Wolves in the Shire? What's going on in the world these days?
Lots and lots. And this one here.
Hi there, you give me a moment?
So close up their birds.
You're just the sort I was hoping would come along. A bounder. Now, my brother up in Broken Borings is a bounder, so ordinarily I would ask him for help with this, but Broken Borings is such a long way from here, and I really want to get this problem taken care of as soon as possible. There's a terrible infestation of shrews to the east of here, beyond the delving fields, and they're burrowing deep into the soil and ruining the greenery. If you can find some of their burrows and close them up, that should keep the filthy little beasts from straying near to the town. It's your duty to help me with this, Bounder.
Oh, yes, of course. You ask so politely, I will obviously help you out. So we shall go back this way and turn in the Hiders and Seekers quest, and I think we shall maybe pick up the second part of that, and then maybe go up to the Madam House to pick up a thing there, and that will be pretty much almost all of the quests in Michel Delving either done or picked up.
Ah, thanks for your trouble, Hiraeth. Hiders and seekers is not much fun when your friends always hide in the same place. I don't think it's a game they're very good at.
Well, someone isn't.
Wait a minute. You say that Daisy mentioned hiding until I found everyone else? That's strange. I thought Polo was the only other hobbit I was supposed to be looking for. They mentioned maybe getting Odo to play, but I didn't think they'd actually do it. Oh, here are the coins I promised you, but it sounds like your work as seeker might not be done yet, Hiraeth.
Hello there. Might I speak with you a moment?
Okay, the top hiding place. The clue, if you've never done this before, is in the fact that it's the top hiding place.
This is serious, Hiraeth. I thought I was only playing hiders and seekers with Polo and Daisy, but it sounds like they talked Odo Pipes into and convinced him to play as well. I think they might have actually mentioned that to me. At any rate, Odo has a reputation for being the best hider in all the Shire, at least as good as old Bilbo was in his day, or so it's said among folk in the Bird and Baby. I don't know if it's true, but I do know that, unlike Daisy and Polo, Odo Pipes is sure to have a capital hiding place, the very best. I'll have more coin for you if you can find him, Hiraeth. He'll be hiding somewhere in Micheldalving, so don't wander too far. You might want to talk to Polo and Daisy again. They might be able to tell you where he could be hiding.
I don't remember if they do give clues, but the fact that they mentioned that he mentioned the Bird and Baby um, makes me want to go and start looking over there. And of course, obviously, having done this numerous times, I know where it is. But it is actually, I remember being stumped by this the very first time I did it. And we shall come up here, and if you see, this is the top hiding spot. He's actually above the entrance to the Bird and Baby.
A lovely day, isn't it?
Clicking issues again.
Oh, you found me. Very well done. Very well done indeed. Next time I'll need to choose a better hiding place, I suppose. I thought this one was perfect. You should return to Rollo and tell him that he knows how to choose good seekers.
Which tells me that he's actually gotten other people to do this before. Oops. And we shall actually come back around here again and jump the fence and go over here to what is actually the Madam House. And as you gain reputation in the game, various different factions have special areas, and as you can see, this would be one of them.
Hello there. Might I speak with you a moment?
Okay, the Founding Writ.
Ah, yes, good day to you. I was wondering if you could do me a favour. I have just received word that Adelard Took has found a copy of the original writ penned by the old king. That writ grants the Fallowhide brothers Marcho and Blanco the lands that became the Shire. It is a most exceptional find. Now, true, I already have a copy of the document, but it is in very poor shape. If this copy is in better condition, it would be a marvellous addition to the Madam House. Ah, would you go to Tookland and speak to Adelard about this find? I believe you can find him in the Great Smiles.
And if you remember, in fact, yes, hobbits put great store in family history and the history of the Shire, etc. So that's another lovely one that sort of really does. Oops. Sort of highlight, encapsulate what the Shire is all about. So, as we come over here to Rollo, we shall call this an episode right now because it's run on far too long. And if you enjoyed it, please consider leaving a like. And if you'd like to find out when the next one is, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell. That way you will get to know when that next episode pops up on the mighty YouTubes. Until that time, this has been Hiraeth23, and we wish you a safe, prosperous and happy time in and out of Middle-earth. Take care.